our live. I'm going to just start how I always will. Put on the filters, not the chat filters. We can just let that be that for a minute. But I will put on the community defaults for the whole potentially inappropriate chat messages for review. I love doing that. We're going to leave it on public, but we're going to turn on subscriber this time for sure, because I know on Sunday I get a lot of my actual subscribers on here, so we can have a lot of fun with just us and not the weirdos that are joining. But I always like to leave it public for a few minutes, because somebody who likes books always seems to find me, and then they will come and join and chat about books, because that's what I want to do, is just like reach new people, you know what I mean? You can see As Good as Dead like right there. I think I'm going to move it. I'm just going to like put A Good Girl's Guide to Murder right here, because I want my background to be books that I actually like. That is so funny. Okay, you can still see As Good as Dead. I'm going to put it like, I'm just not going to even. I want to display A Good Girl's Guide to Murder and a Good Girl Bad Blood, because I love them so much, but like, As Good as Dead is just so bad, guys. See now my little formation. Lorraine's Library. Hi, is this Lorraine who's usually on here? Congrats on wanting to make your channel and that you're going to. Hi, Max and Tay. Thank you so much. I don't know if you've been on one of these lives before. I'm so glad you were able to join. What I was doing was I was trying to put these two books like where you could see them, and then this book where you couldn't see it, because I don't like this book. Like, I just read it. I got halfway and I DNF'd because it was interesting. So I was just going to try to like display these two on the live, because if you guys have to see books, you have to see ones I like. Okay, so we can move this one down a bit and then move Good Girl's Guide to Murder down a bit, and then we should be all good to go with my little backdrop here. I mean, I didn't even see this, like think of it before the live, but it kind of gives me something to do while people join. I'm sure you guys are talking in the chat. Let me check it. I'll check it as soon as I make sure that looks good. Okay, it looks good. All right, what have I missed? You're my favorite YouTuber. Thank you so much. I've never been told that. Wow, that like means so much to me. Yes, it's me. Awesome. No, I haven't been on here before. Ooh, okay, you're in for a treat. Hopefully it's a good live today. Hi, I'm so happy I haven't watched one of your lives in a minute. Yeah, I've missed you on here. Thank you for joining. My cat's watching with me right now. Okay, I looked at your channel. Isn't like your cat like Max and Tay? You're Tay and the cat's Max or something. I don't remember. Your description was super funny. All right, so we're leaving it on public for a bit, but usually what happens on here is things get weird and I have to switch it to subscriber only. So a warning for everyone who is in the chat, we are here to talk about books, or I will turn the chat off, or delete your comment. So once it starts to get weird, we'll switch it. Hi, from Turkey, India. That's so cool. Thank you guys for joining. We're here to talk about books, and we will switch it off if you guys get weird. Yes, it is correct. Awesome. So you're Tay in your cat's Max. That's so fun. Okay, so what I want to start doing on these lives is basically what I'm going to do is talk for a bit, wait for some people to get on here. Japanese, that's awesome. And once people get on here, I will start doing a little practice review. I did this Chipwares. I have not read that book. I did this last week, so each time you subscribed, thank you so much. I'm from America. So this week I'm going to be doing a review of the book I finished this week, which is Killjoy. It's the Good Girl's Guide to Murder novella. So I'm going to give you guys a little review of this like I posted on my Goodreads. If you, oh, thank you so much. If you don't follow me on there, you should definitely go do that after the live, because I post a lot of little like reviews on there. What is one of the first videos I should make for my new channel? I'll answer that in 1 second. What type of book do you read, fiction or nonfiction? I read both, but mostly fiction. Have you got permission? Yes, I have permission to have a YouTube channel, to be on live, all of that, as long as it's about books. Could maybe talk about PJO if we have time? Yes. Okay. What are your thoughts on business books? Well, I'm only a teenager, so I don't read a lot of them, but they can be super helpful for people who want to start a business or are in the business industry. Okay, so I'm going to answer Lorraine's question. She wants recommendations for her first video. So my first video was a get to know me and my channel. I talked for the first half about me and what my likes are and what type of books I read. In the second half, I focused mainly on what kind of books what kind of videos I'm going to be making on my channel, what the books are going to be about that I talk about, like the genres and everything. So that's just kind of what I did for my first video. Or paperback or hardback books? Ooh, that's a good question. I like paperbacks that are like floppy, because you can just like do everything. But if they're paperbacks where the spine cracks, absolutely no, I'd pick hardcover. Hardcovers are just really heavy. Where do you get the source for your book recommendations? That's a really good question. Honestly, the source is me. So basically, what I'll usually do is I will see a book online that I think is interesting. I'll read it and then I'll recommend it to you guys if I like it. But I watch a lot of different book YouTubers. Some of them I agree with the books they read, some of them I don't. And I mainly try to find Christian booktubers or booktubers that read clean books. And then I'll read their books or the books that they talk about and I'll review them to you guys. And then people will basically do the same with me. They'll watch my channel, they'll read my books and recommend them to their crowd. It's just this big circle of like recommending so everyone gets good books to read. Are you homeschooled? Yes, I'm homeschooled. I've been for most of my life. I went to kindergarten for public school, but it was only half day for half a year before I got like pulled out for a homeschool. So I've done homeschool for a really long time. If you're from Canada, that's pretty cool. What do you think about digital books like Kindle? It's way more affordable. Yeah, that's definitely true. I still use the library a lot. Like this book right here, Killjoy, I just got from the library, but I'm definitely like Kindle's cool, but I'm just not an online reader I don't know. I just like having the book in my hand and the cover. And I don't know if it's just like aesthetically pleasing or if it's just a preference, but I've never liked the Kindle ever since I learned to read for some reason. What do you think about the Hunger Games? I know you talked about the Ballads and Songbirds and Snakes, but what about the OG books? I love the OG books. They're really good. The third one was sad because a lot of people died, but I really like that series. It was one of the first dystopian series I read, and I would definitely recommend it for maybe like 13 or 14 up. It's pretty clean, but then again, it's basically people trying to kill each other, so in that sense, you know, that's what the whole thing is about. Do you buy all your books? Isn't it expensive? I don't buy all my books. I will usually, this is my method. So if I find a book that I want to read, I will get it on Libby, like through your library, and I'll listen to 1 to 4 chapters. Okay, if I'm liking it, it depends how much I'm liking it. If I like it a little bit, I'll probably pick it up from the library and read the whole copy in library form. If I love it, I will put it on a Christmas list, or I will go and spend my own money and buy a copy to write in or put on my shelf. If I don't really like it that much, I already said what I would do for that. If I love it right away after the 4 chapters on audio, I'll go out and buy it right away and read the rest from that copy. I love thrift bookstores mostly for books. I don't really buy from like Barnes and Nobles that much just because they are like $13. So that's just my recommendations for that. Okay, I have missed so many comments. I have not read any of Alice Osman's books. How many books do you read in your average? I'd say between 50 and 60. This last year was the first year I actually counted, and I read 53. And this year I'm trying to read 60. You guys are so sweet. Thank you. How am I? I'm doing really good. Thank you guys for asking. Reading as a hobby has come much harder due to the short attention spans due to social media like TikTok. Oh my gosh, that is so true, guys. Honestly, for me, I'll find myself just sitting and wanting to scroll on YouTube. I don't have TikTok, but like on YouTube or Pinterest. And I honestly will just have to like force myself to get off my phone and go read. And I practice this a lot. Thankfully, it's never gotten to the point where like I can't get myself off my phone because of like things. Oh, somebody on here subscribed. Thank you. Because of like just I haven't gotten that far off yet, but I definitely get where you're coming from. I'll try to elaborate on some ideas in a bit. All right, let's see. If it gets weird, we're going to switch to subscriber only. How to develop the willpower to read. It is so hard nowadays. I'm so sorry that you struggle with that. Bieber or Don Tolliver. I don't know who those people are. Sorry. It's time to return those library books. Okay, so how to develop the willpower to read. So I'm actually making a video right now called book recommendations for if you're in a reading slump, which is like basically if you're having a hard time reading or getting into a book. My name is Cheryl. It's the name of my channel. I don't have a job. I'm just a teenager. I'm hoping to get a job soon though. I want to work at a bookstore. I think I'm going to try to work at my local bookstore soon. Okay. So for the willpower to read, it's good to start off with a genre that you maybe like to watch on TV and something really fast paced. Don't try to force yourself to start a classic as your first book. Like if you're like, you know what, I want to become a reader, let's go buy War and Peace. That's not going to work for you. Try to find something that maybe is not a very like educational book, maybe do something more fun. And once you start like reading it and you're like, wow, this is really fun. I just read this whole novella in a day. Cough, cough, me. But if you liked it, you can start like pushing yourself to read harder books. So let's say I read this 100-page novella. I'm going to go out and buy, let's say, a thriller book by a author with good writing. And you're like, wow, okay, I enjoy that. I pushed myself a bit. I learned that I could get through this 400-page book, okay? And just like slowly start moving up until now I can read classics like easily, because I've always just pushed myself to read like that. Okay, there are so many comments. I'm going to go back and read them while I was doing that. How many hours at a stretch could you read? What technique do you follow? I am terrible at reading for a long time. I'm a super, super slow reader, and I cannot do it for long. The longest I probably read without stopping is like 2 hours. Don't try to learn from me. You will not be seeing a reading for 24 hours video on here. That is just not what I do. I like to read for like 30 minutes to an hour, get up, go do something, go outside, come back in and read again. But that's only if it's a really good book. I don't read a lot. I read a lot, but I don't read for long periods of time. And I love double speed audiobooks while I do other hobbies like jewelry making or going for walks. That's how I read a lot too. Let's see. You were talking about book channels. Any recommendations? Although I feel like all my channels are for older people, books I don't read because I'm a Christian. I agree. See, that's what I was saying too. I watch people like Haley Pham, and I don't usually like take recs from her because she's older and she doesn't read books like I always would. So I can try to post a community post after this. Just remind me. Go comment on the post about this live to remind me, and I'll definitely make a post with all the booktubers that I watch for clean recommendations. Okay, yeah, I see your comment. I should probably turn on subscriber only. Okay, you have a book called Chariots of the Gods. I don't think that I do. Is that like Percy Jackson? Let's see. A recent read The Snowball Life of Warren Buffett. Do you know who he is? I actually don't. Poe or Shakespeare? I don't read a lot of poetry. I don't know. I don't know. Oh, let's see what's happening here. Yeah, the comments are getting weird. Let's do this. I was just reading them all, and then I was just like, you know what? Let's just... Okay, so I put it on subscriber only, and you can only comment if you've been on here for 20 minutes, like 20 minutes starting now. So now you subs are the only people that can comment, and if you're a new sub and you sub to keep watching, I very much appreciate that. So yeah, because that's how I gain subs, is basically from my lives. So I will get like... I'm trying to get to 1K on this live because like I gained like 200 subs in a live once, but I don't really care because people are getting crazy like Sir Miners. Oh, I didn't even see that. I don't see a lot of them because I'm reading them like so fast to try to keep up with it. And if it's weird, I'll usually just like skip past it. So sorry guys. So like I said, I'm trying to gain subs, but I also don't want weirdos. So, I mean, they can't comment. I have to end this live at 3:30, by the way, because my mom and I are going to do round 2 of shopping. Round 1 was yesterday. I got new jeans and this new shirt, and then I got another pair of jeans, another shirt. The other jeans are this color, and the other shirt is this color, because it's just, like, what I do for fall, because we're kind of, like, fall shopping. And we have to go to a few more stores today to kind of complete what I needed. So, we're going to do that at 3:30, so I have to get off at 3:30 so I can leave. So we have about 15 more minutes. Good afternoon, Charlotte. Hi, thank you so much for joining. Okay, so now that we kind of got a good amount of people on here, I'm going to do my little review of the novella Killjoy from the Good Girls Guide to Murder series. So I'm going to get a sip of water first because I've been talking a lot, and then we'll go ahead and get started with the review. Okay, much better. So, whoa, what is this? I just play with my hair. I'm cracking myself up, guys. I think I should just leave it like this. I look like I'm like one of those people in court with like the white hair. Okay. Yeah, we're just gonna not care about what my hair looks like right now. Okay, so in case you didn't know, Killjoy is a novella in the Good Girls Guide to Murder trilogy. I finished the series of quotations. I DNF'd the third one halfway through because I knew the rest of what happened and I did not want to be a part of that just because it was like not what I wanted. She didn't get like justice and it was like bothering me. So I decided to say that I had finished. Oh. Okay, never mind. I was like, wait. I decided to say that I just finished the series and move on to this novella. Now, this novella I really enjoyed. I'm trying to like cover up this thing on the back. It is 118 pages, I'm pretty sure. I'm just going to double check. There's a lot of bonus content in here from like the original series and a lot of other crazy stuff like that. There's a like little preview in here for, yeah, it's 117 pages. There's a little preview in here for the 5 Survive series, which I also want to read. But this book, as weird or dark as it looks, this is a backstory. Some people call it 0.5 in the Good Girls Guide to Murder series. Are the comments still working, by the way? Just let me know, because I haven't seen any in a while. Okay, so basically this book takes place before the series. So in the original Good Girls Guide to Murder book, Pip starts solving the Andy Bell case because of her senior capstone project. And this book takes place right before she decides she wants to do that for her senior capstone project. And she basically figures out that she's good at solving murders through this book. Okay, they're working. Awesome. So this book follows Pip, obviously before any of her trauma has happened, and she is going to her friend Connor's murder mystery party. It's really cool. So it takes place in like 1924 sort of vibe. So all Pip and her friends have to dress up like that. They're each assigned a character and they have to solve a murder. Now, for my 13th birthday, I did a party similar to that. We did this it's not clean in the sense because it's a murder mystery, but it has no gore and it has no like love stuff. So, but there are some like subject matters involved. So I would say like 15 plus, just because of the subject matters in the first one of them solving the murder, but there isn't anything in it exactly, and there's no gore. Like they're solving a murder, but it's not like how the body was killed or anything, because I don't read stuff like that. And there's also like no spice or anything like that. So I would say it's like 15 plus, because the first book, like I said, there's a lot of bad things that the characters did to like how they all died and everything. So that would just be my rare honest review for that. But I read it and I'm still like talking about it and stuff on here. Okay, so everybody in Pip's friend group is assigned a character, and they all have to try to guess who the murderer is. And I was saying I did a party like that. I did this, it's up on there. It's like this Hunt a Killer was the brand. The brand for this make-believe was Killjoy. That's how it got the name. And I did like a Hunt a Killer Nancy Drew version of that. And you had to figure out who the murderer is, and it comes with clues and stuff. And that's what they did with this. There was clues hidden around Connor's house. And it was so fun because Pip was getting so immersed in her character. And we know that she struggles with that a lot, getting too immersed in things, like how she went crazy in the last one. Spoiler, just kidding. She didn't go crazy. I mean, everyone just knows that already. That's not a spoiler. Okay, so basically, Pip is the character Celia Bourne, and the whole little novella just takes place in the 3 hours all there's 6 of them, so Pip and her 5 friends are trying to solve who the murderer is at this party. I feel like this could be really boring, but it was actually so fun to read about them solving the make-believe murder, and the author added enough other things happening that you were still invested and interested. It wasn't just like reading something that you could do yourself, which when I first started, I kind of thought it was going to be. So I'm really glad that it turned out that way, in the sense of it was just really fun. There was never a dull moment. I rated this a 4.75, but a 5 on Goodreads, because for some reason you can't do in between. 4.75, the other percent was just because they're teenagers and they use a lot of bad words, so that kind of annoyed me. But other than that, there was nothing in it. Like, I mean, it's a 117 page book. You can't like really, well, I guess you could, but you can't add like a ton of bad stuff. It was just a really cute story. It really, like, I feel like you could read this before Good Girls Guide to Murder, but reading it after is what I recommend, because you're like, oh, like, but the before, and like they were talking about like Andy and Sal and stuff, people would bring them up as like a joke. So I really enjoyed this book. I really enjoyed how it was fast-paced, how the author kept you interested. It was just a whole lot of fun, and I definitely recommend this one to anyone who has read the series. Okay, I'm trying to like not show the library thing on the back. I think I'm like scared of myself right now. Okay, so it's double like spaced too, so I'd say it's really easy to read. So yeah, that's kind of all I got for you guys, the little review of the week. I'm gonna try to do reviews of the week, but obviously I don't read a book a week. Maybe I do, because I usually read like 3 or 4 books a month, and there's 4 weeks in a month. Maybe I do read a book a week. That'd be cool. You can start Storygraph and rate things more thoroughly, and I'm pretty sure you can add your Goodreads data on it. Ooh, I have heard of Storygraph. I want to look into that now. That sounds really cool. So I'm going to try to do a little review every live. So I'm hoping for next Sunday's review to be of Caraval, because I'm about halfway through that. I'm really enjoying it. It won't be a 5-star, I'm thinking, but it could be. It could like pull itself together, but I'm really enjoying that one right now. And then after that, I'm going to continue to work my way through my fall TBR, and I'm vlogging it for you guys. I'm making a little fall vlog. I'm hoping for it to come out sometime mid-October by the time I actually sift through all the clips, film enough clips and everything. But yeah, that is kind of all I've got for you guys. So now we're just going to get into the last 11 minutes of the live, where it's more like we can talk through things now that I'm giving you my little live. So if you have questions about the book, or my little review, so you have questions about the book or just questions for me in general, go ahead and get the comments going so we can talk and just like hang out. This is what I love doing with the other half of my lives, and I want my lives to be more like they are scheduled, but more like routine, like a routine that I do on here. Yes, I have read Warrior Cats, so that was really, really popular when I was, I don't want to like say my age, but it was really popular when I was younger. And sorry, I like lost my voice there. So I read the first arc, the first 6 books, and I loved it. That was before I had I had read a lot of other books, but I never read anything like that, and I don't usually like animal books. So when I started, I was just like, yes, this is so good. This is so much fun. And my neighbor friend read them too, and we were not furries, okay, but we pretend to like be the cats in like these woods that we had in our neighborhood. It was so much fun. They weren't even woods. It was like behind this like giant bush. We'd go like and pretend to be the cats, and like we called it like our den and stuff. We weren't furries. We didn't dress up. My point is, I was very immersed in the series. I thought it was amazing. And then the second arc, I got so bored in that I had to just stop the whole series. It was just like talking about the cats just traveling and traveling and traveling. The cats went up a mountain. The cats went down another mountain. That's basically the book. Excuse me. So yeah, I stopped reading the series, but I still really, really loved it. I just went to Barnes & Noble. I wish I had a different bookstore near me because it's so expensive. And I got Powerless, Shatter Me, Heartless, Inheritance Games better than the movies. Okay. First of all, if you care to share any of those, go ahead, even though I actually own most of those books. But, okay, Powerless, me in August. I gave her a shout out once on here because she's super cool. We're going to start that book, I think, in a week or two. She just ordered it. So I'm so excited. I'm so excited for that book. Shatter Me, I haven't started the series because it has a lot of things, like a lot of like spice and stuff in it. But let me know if you like it. And then Heartless, yes, Heartless is one of my favorite books ever. That one is so, so good. Honestly, Caraval, whatever you say, is kind of giving Heartless, but not as good, so I'm still really enjoying it. Inheritance Games, that one was a good book. I think I rated it 3.5, 4 stars, super fun. Better than the movies, and I rated that one a 5-star, or 4.75, 5 on Goodreads. Once again, 4.75 because of the language. So that's kind of my little reaction to all the books you got. Though you should film a little YouTube short haul. Like, don't wait till the new year to start your channel. Just start now. Start filming hauls and videos, and I think that would be so much fun. I'd love to see that. It's awesome. You should do it. Wait, to what I was saying, I don't know, I'm so confused. I thought about reading that's when you said it's awesome, you should do it. Okay, yes, sorry, I'm going crazy, guys. Heartless is so sad. Agreed. Ravenpaw is my favorite character. Do you remember yours? I liked the one that, well, they all died. I liked the leader of the clan. I kind of remember her being my favorite. No, not her. Not the leader. It was like the main girl. I think she was my favorite. I don't remember. Wasn't there like a main girl? Oh, it was who like, well, that's a spoiler. If you can remember her name. I just started reading Powerless because I wanted because I wanted it so badly. I cried. Oh, that is so funny. Let me know. No, not Blue Star. She is not my favorite. I got that wrong. I don't know why I thought it was her for a minute. Silver Stream? That was another character. I don't remember the characters now. I just remember having like an emotional attachment to some of them for some reason, but I don't even remember who they were now. Hi, Zemo. Sandstorm. I think, yes, Sandstorm. That was my favorite for sure. Sandstorm. Spotted Leaf. All these names sound so familiar. I'm going crazy. Spotted Leaf. I don't know. I'm sorry. I can't even remember my favorite characters. The names all sound so familiar, but I can't remember them. And I've reread the series, like the original arc, a few times, which is um where's the yes, that thank you for remembering. I don't have a LaCroix because I already drank 2 tonight and I'm only supposed to drink 1, but it's because our water filter stopped working, so I don't have one up here now, guys. Sorry. I've heard so many such amazing things about it, and this girl at my school in Scotland School, and she won't stop talking about how good it was, and I have a bunch of classes with me. No, okay, I'm so glad you started it. I need to know how it is. Oh, I'm just so ready for a fantasy romance like that. I cannot wait to start that once I finish Caraval, which is the same thing, but then again, it's not, like, it is fantasy romance, I think, but it's feeling more like whimsical, heartless vibes without, like, all the sad stuff. So, yeah, I'm so excited for you. I can't wait to read that book, too, and the cover, wait, oh, it's, like, behind me right there. It's so pretty. It's so pretty. Okay, we have 6 more minutes on the live before I have to get off, so sorry for that, guys. Hopefully you guys have some other things to do. I know Lorraine has some videos to go film, right? I'm so excited to, well, I mean, obviously you might not film them before, because you were talking about filming your first video. Oh, did you get the request to be a teacher? I accepted it, and then I keep meaning to share it on my community post, and I just keep forgetting. I have a lot of emails. Actually, speaking of, I got an email from some people. Wait, I have to go to hockey practice now. Happy reading. Bye. Bye. Have fun. Okay, so I got an email from somebody wanting to send me their book, which is always been a dream to be an ARC reader, so I'm so excited for that. And I just cannot wait. I'm so excited. So, just like, wait, what did that relate to? Oh yeah, I have to respond to their email, and I keep meaning to respond to yours, and I'm kind of glad, like, I made an email now so I could become, like, a more professional YouTuber. But yeah, so that's kind of my news. Have you read a series of Unfortunate Events? We talk about this almost every live. I have not read it, but it's one of my favorite shows. Well, not actually. My favorite shows are a 3-way tie between Silverpoint, Wednesday, and Timeless. But a series of Unfortunate Events is a really, really good show. It's like top 10 favorite shows for me. So yeah, I watched the show because I didn't know it was I don't think I knew it was a book series. I kind of knew of it being a book series, but I watched the show beforehand. How do I tell my mom I want to be a booktuber? Ooh, that is such a good question. This was a long discussion between me and my parents before we settled on, like, terms. They didn't want me to be, like, an influencer sort of person, you know what I mean? They wanted me to be able to get on here and talk about, like, books I approve of as a Christian, give reviews, just make it really fun, and, like, just a fun experience with, like, keeping it as, like, a hobby sort of thing. So I feel like you could try to tell them what your plans are for the channel and tell them, like, how you're going to keep it safe and stuff. So that's just, I don't know. It wasn't, like, a ton of convincing for me, but it was a discussion of, like, what I was and wasn't allowed to do on here. So I don't really know how to help you as much, but I'm hoping that you can, like, just, like, have a conversation with them and tell them, like, look, being a booktuber is, like, different than being, like, an influencer. It's like you're getting on to talk about books, and reading books is good for you, right? It makes you smart, and it's a hobby of mine. I want to share with other people who have the same hobby so we can talk about it, and I can be helpful to them by giving reviews. And you could also be like, you know what, I have to do book reviews at school. I'm doing book reviews online. It's all for my education, you know, just like stuff like that, which is true, but you're putting it in a good light that's, like, talking about what you want to do on here. And also just editing and stuff. I feel like being a booktuber is not a, like, shallow thing, and it's not like gaming or it's bad use of being on a screen. So I don't know. That's all I got for you. Hopefully that helps a bit. Katrin Arts, hi! Thank you so much for joining. We're only on here for another 3 minutes, sadly, because I only had time to do a 30-minute live today before I have to go. But thank you for joining. You need to read them. I read the books and watched the first season. Oh my goodness, the show is so good. I might read the books, but honestly, I already know everything that happens, so I don't really have much interest in reading the books now. But this is definitely something that I might do in the future if I, like, wanted to, but I'm kind of not interested in doing it right now just because I watched the show. But I'm so glad that you like it and you're liking the show. The show is so good. It was casted perfectly. It was so good the whole way it was filmed, even though it made me angry so many times, but that's, like, what it was supposed to do, basically. So I don't know. It was really good, guys. Let's see, you got 2 more minutes, and I feel like I just need to stop and, like, take a breath in between me talking, but then it gets awkward because I'm like this. Okay, there's a comment, yay! They stay pretty close to the books, awesome. That's what it kinda seemed like watching it, I was like, "Okay, this seems like it could be a book." What's your favorite one of the books? My favorite episode of the show was probably the hospital one, but I also really liked, we talked about this last time. The first one is just really good. Are you not allowed on TikTok or just don't want it? And I don't want it because it's really toxic. Yeah, so, I never asked for TikTok, but I know I'm not allowed on it, like, I'm not, like, allowed on that, like, Instagram or anything, but I don't really have a desire for it, so it's never been something I've, like, asked my parents, like, "Can I get TikTok?" So, yeah, honestly, I just have, a Pinterest just where I, like, will talk. It's basically to talk, but I have, like, a few pictures up there, and then I have a Goodreads, which is just fun because it just tracks your books and other people can follow you on there, and I think that's all I have. I feel like oh, yeah, and then I have my backup account, which is where I'll kind of also just, like, talk with you guys or post little edits and stuff. You said books. I don't really know what that's supposed to mean. And then I love Pinterest. Yes, Pinterest is so good. All right, guys, I have to go in like 10 seconds. So thank you so, so much to everyone who joined this live. I hope you had an amazing rest of your day. Keep me updated on everything that you're reading. And thank you again for joining and for just being so supportive on my channel. I love you guys so much, and Jesus loves you. Bye.